Fuck your Jaffa cakes, Dale. Fuck your Jaffa cakes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Why Did Ask For.
Perfect.
All right.
To be fair, you did not wait for her to say she was ready.
That's true. That's true.
Fantastic start.
Should we even bother trying the intro again, or
we're keeping that?
So that's going to be our intro. All right.
User in your channel. Time
Oh, Jesus Christ!
This is going so well.
Hey everybody. So that was a great intro, wasn't it? Right.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I died of
So,
laughter.
as always, my name is Dan. With me today is Amber,
Hi.
Shua,
I'm alive.
and filling in for Pat is Banjo.
Hi, I'm co-host, I guess.
Yeah.
Is Banjo filling in for Pat because he's the second oldest?
Probably.
No.
I mean,
Basically, out of everybody that expressed interest today, Banjo has been gone the longest since being on one.
yep.
So, that's why Banjo's here.
Okay.
So this promises to be a very interesting episode, I suppose.
Yeah.
We're not sure if Amber's going to keep having the problem she's been having, dropping.
I
in and
might
out,
die
but
in the middle of this podcast.
We'll roll with it for today. So,
I could die.
I didn't come prepared with anything, but I believe Shua wants to start with something.
Let me tell you, I came back from a visit to the courts, just like all the courts in general in one building, and I was like, I am gonna go get some groceries. So I went, got some little potatoes, got some hummus, and then I as you know, I'm walking along. I see I find Jaffa cakes, which is a British thing, and I'm like, ooh! And obviously, with no willpower, I just take them, and I'm like,
Right.
and then after, I'm like, I'm gonna get some sushi too, because I've never had sushi, which made me have an idea, I'm gonna make a video called Josh Try Shit, and that was gonna be what it's called. And then I got everything set up, and tried the sushi first. And it was a shrimp roll sushi, and I'm like, this is gonna not taste good. I don't like sushi. And I look at the camera, and while I'm eating it, it tastes fucking amazing. And I'm like, well, there's the first part of the content gone. Well, at least I have these wonderful Jaffa cakes. And I was surprised because that was the fucking thing that I didn't like, because I was eating it, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it has an orangey bit to it, and it's not that orange is bad. It just tasted like a fucking orange.
Weird.
And I was like, why? And I started to dissect it, and it's because there was an orange paste to it. I'm like, oh.
Ew.
What
So,
the
I
fuck?
did not know the orange was actually orange flavor.
Yeah. But I mean, because it was a part of the chocolate, and it's 'cause each time you bite it, you get the deliciousness of the cake, and then you get this weird orange kick to it that you don't want. And I'm like, I don't want this. Get it out of my mouth, but it's addictive. I just keep on eating it. So British people of the Why Did Ask For fan patrol, what the fuck's with you and oranges? Get that out of.
Can we keep shitting on British people and what they eat?
I don't want that. Come back to me in 5 years.
Wait, so is it a cake or a biscuit?
I don't. It's supposed to be a biscuit because British
I
people
guess
think
it's a-
cake are biscuits.
It's a
fucking
cake
weird
Cookies
like
are
that.
biscuits.
biscuit.
Yeah.
Is it something
Cookies
you're
are
supposed to
biscuit,
have
not
with
cakes.
tea?
It's called a Jaffa cake. It's a cookie/biscuit that I don't know if I should have had it with tea, but I ate them all because they were like 40 calories each, which I was like, oh, fucking Britain, you got me. Fucking, I'm on a diet. I might as well have a couple of these Jaffa cakes.
As you
Yeah,
do.
as you do. And yeah, so
I'm
that's
gonna
been
have to
my
look
day.
that up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, look at
fucking
that.
weird.
First complete result: Jaffa cakes. Oh, okay. I've seen these Jaffa.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've seen these before in the grocery stores.
Yeah, we don't have them in America.
They're orange
It looks like a moon
flavored,
pie.
though?
Well, it's not supposed. I don't know if it's supposed to be. It's just it's like the box reads like it's a wonderful wet chocolatey cake with a bit of an orangey taste. And
Well,
I'm like,
here I think I might know your problem.
explain.
First sentence of under Jaffa cakes on Wikipedia. Now I know Wikipedia, right? But still, Jaffa cakes are biscuit-sized cakes introduced by McVitie and Price in the UK in 1927.
Oh.
Is there a chance that the cakes you ate were, in fact, from 1927?
If so, then $3 is a fantastic deal for biscuit/cakes from that time.
Oh, and they're named after Jaffa oranges.
Well, I learned so much
That
today.
would explain that then.
I learned that I don't like Jaffa oranges on my pastries. Don't do that, Britain. Don't get out of here with that.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
well,
like you said. Yeah,
I was about to say
orange-flavored jelly.
fruit is not supposed to be on pastries, but
Well,
I fucking
it
devour Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. It depends,
Yeah.
but
Pop-Tarts. Bear claws.
British biscuit cakes? Fuck off. Fuck off with that.
Yeah, it's a sponge base, a layer of orange-flavored jelly, and a coating of chocolate.
Because if it was like a splash, I wouldn't mind. But it's like you eat it. The first half of the taste is like, oh, this is a cake, but the second half is all orange. So you get this weird taste in your mouth. Like, what is wrong?
Yeah.
This is wrong.
They don't have orange-flavored Pop-Tarts.
No, they don't.
Man.
I mean, that's
I'm
almost
surprised that they don't.
It almost reminds me of what is that?
surprised too.
Lemon poppy seed cake, and they put the peanut butter
That-
icing on it. Gross.
Oh my! What?
That's weird.
I was gonna
Gross.
say. I was gonna say lemon poppy seed's not bad, but with peanut, I need to try that now
Yeah, they put like a peanut butter icing, and the whole thing is just
just to see how it would react. 'Cause
Weird.
It's oh my god, that's two weird flavors put together.
yeah.
I found something that is very telling.
Okay.
They did have orange Pop-Tarts, but they were almost immediately discontinued.
Yeah, because you don't
Because
mix those
because
two
we on the
worlds.
west of the Atlantic do not like orange-flavored pastries.
No,
It was released
Now,
in 2008
in terms
and
of
discontinued in
orange-flavored things.
2009.
Chocolate oranges. Good or bad?
they're better than fucking Jaffa cakes.
Could be.
I'm
mean,
personally a fan. I get one every year for Christmas, and I like it.
Have
How
you
did-
guys? You guys have had like those Valentine's candy boxes that come with like little chocolates filled with different things, right?
Oh yeah, and
No, can't say that I have.
you mean the tin can thing, and it has a bunch of different chocolates. I know exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
What is the one that nobody ever eats? It's the chocolate.
Coconut?
It's the chocolate that has the orange shit in it, right?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
No one eats them.
Absolutely right.
I
that-
guess. I don't know. There's something about a chocolate orange, though.
No. Well,
But-
I mean, I've
Me,
never
anyway.
had one, but
How did that become a Christmas thing? The chocolate orange.
I don't
Really? Because that's always a Christmas thing now, where it's like that commercial. Remember always that commercial where the girl's taking a bath, then the guy hits the orange and the bathtub
yeah.
falls down. It's like
Yeah.
a Christmas. Like, how is this a Christmas thing?
I don't
Why?
know. That was a genius commercial, though.
It was a genius commercial. Young Josh couldn't help but love that commercial.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Is that a Canadian commercial?
I think
can't-
it's
They don't
Canadian
sell.
commercial.
They
It
sell
can't
chocolate
be.
oranges everywhere except for here. They don't sell.
Oh,
them in
that's
America.
why. That's why, because that commercial would play all the time.
Mm-hmm. I lived in an apartment building. I was whacking my chocolate orange all over the place. Nothing.
Each
Oh,
time it
God.
would fall, you just finish. Like, I'm done.
I realized that sounded a little bit more dirty than I intended
That's
it to.
It does. What the fuck are you
A lot.
talking about?
Very dirty.
I
but
was
we got-
whacking
we
my
got-
chocolate orange.
We got it.
Oh God.
But I don't know. I feel like the older I get, the weirder. Like I'm like I can't believe like I liked sushi because it was to me it was an acquired taste, and then I tried. I'm like, oh, that's good. And then Jaffa cakes are the thing that turned me off. Like, nope, I can't do this. Like it's
Yeah.
a cake, but I like what?
Oh my God.
I mean, I
I
find
forgot
as a
my complaint.
30-year-old that things come back around that I never liked when I was younger, but now they're just delicious. Like, I never liked butterscotch pudding.
Oh, that is a.
I hated butterscotch of any kind. I think it was last year. Yeah. When my daughter started going to school, we started buying, like, puddings and stuff like that. And she grabbed the butterscotch one, and I was like, I don't know. Then I tried one, I'm like, this is fucking brilliant. How did I hate this before?
So good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I guess as you get older, you're just, I don't know, not as picky.
You're not as picky, except for fucking orange pastries. Fuck you, orange pastries. I'm such in a bad mood.
Come back to him in 10 years, see what happens.
Yeah. God.
10 years from now, she'll be like, you guys heard of Jaffa cakes? Greatest invention ever.
And the worst part is, I was so close to buying Tim Tams because I'm on a diet. I'm like, I can't do Tim Tams. I'd eat them all. Jaffa cakes, I ate a couple and I was good.
What the fuck is a Tim Tam?
But
Maybe that's why they do it.
Maybe that's what. It's a diet food, actually. Jaffa
Yeah.
cake.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, if they do taste as bad as you're describing.
Well, maybe it's just... we should ask, like, a Burge person like Dale if it's, like, their go-to snack, because I didn't feel it. I'm like, this is something else.
I know
Yeah.
that Simon of the Yogscast just loves Jaffa
And
cakes.
that's
That's his, like, his whole character.
That's a part of the reason why I bought it. I'm like, well, I know this based on the internet, because of the Yogscast. I'm going to try it. I'm disappointed. The hype. It was overhyped.
But
As
did
a
you know they were
Canadian?
orange going in?
No
Oh.
idea.
Oh,
I just and then I tried it. I'm like, nope, I don't like this.
Maybe that's part of the reason you didn't like it. This is one of those things where, like, you're expecting one flavor, and then you get something totally different, and it's completely disgusting.
I would like a Jaffa cake though with like mint flavored. That would be fucking great.
Ooh.
I think anything but orange would be good.
Yeah.
Lemon.
Marshmallow.
Ooh, lemon might. Marshmallow. Well, marshmallow, you're going into like America
S'mores.
territory with s'mores and no.
Yeah.
There's another thing
Nutella.
I'm thinking. The puff thing.
Nutella.
Peanut butter.
I'm not sure. I'm not versed in marshmallow
Butter.
candies.
Did you just say butter?
I said
Butter.
peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
Butter. just straight butter.
Butter. I'd
Matter
like
of fact,
butter.
take your Jaffa cakes, take a stick of butter, smash them together in your hands, and enjoy.
For my birthday, can you just get me a sheet cake with just a bunch of butter lathered all over it? That's all I want.
Ew.
Just give it to me like that.
What kind of cake, though?
What would
Like
be
a
A
vanilla
buttercream
cake?
cake,
What would be
obviously.
the most enjoyable cake? Like, say you get a cake for your birthday, but you need to have a chunk of butter on it. What would be the best cake to buy to cover it?
I would say
buttercream
either
cake.
carrot cake or spice cake.
Oh, those are good answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are great answers. Coffee
My-
cake? Maybe coffee cake, too.
Maybe.
I've never
For
tried
the
coffee
butter.
cake with butter.
No, none of us have, but I mean,
But I know my mom used to make spice cake and carrot cake all the time, and it was like, you get a warm slice of cake, cut it in half, throw some butter in it, and let it melt. Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
brilliant.
carrot cake is so underappreciated. I love carrot cake.
I know, right?
It's just
Carrot
like...
cake is great.
Carrot cake is only good if it's made like fresh or homemade.
That-
Though
that's
store-bought
also-
carrot cake is garbage.
That's also
That's true.
Store-bought most cake is gross.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do love, like, I think for the past few birthdays when I was younger, there was one store-bought cake, and it was just because it was just, like, a bunch of fucking brownies smothered all over it. I'm like, okay, I'll accept that. Because my mom's not really a baker. So she would just buy me that. I'm like, I can accept this. This is...
Dan,
I go the cheap and easy way. Well, no, I shouldn't say cheap and easy way. I go the easy way with my kids now. It's their birthday. We're like, we're going to Dairy Queen, ice cream cake. Everybody likes ice cream cake.
I remember that was such a big thing. Like, it's funny because that was what my parents used to do. And then I think eventually it was like, well, Dairy Queen got expensive now. Because Dairy Queen cakes are fucking expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Like, oh my god. But they're
But
so good.
Comparatively, at least where I live, an ice cream cake for the size that I usually get is
That's
actually cheaper than going to the local bakery and having them make a cake.
Oh, my parents are the kind of people like, we're going to go to Superstore Sobeys and we'll buy a cake there. And then that's...
Well, yeah. Same place.
'Cause I feel like that's just like the more kids you get, the more that happens. Where it's like, we're not going to get a nice cake, we're just going to get you that and you'll be happy. And I was happy. Okay. Cake's cake.
You just, yeah. I mean, as a kid, as long as there's sweets, you're fine.
Exactly.
Dan,
Yes.
can we get this when we go to RTX, please? Please?
Describe
Oh,
what it
God.
is. We're
Let's
on a
see.
podcast.
Throw that in the link dump.
Well, you
It's
know,
like a Barbie
it's gonna be
cake?
long.
Why?
It is a. You've never seen this before?
I
Nope.
have, but why?
I've never seen it before.
Because I want one.
Oh, I need to see it.
Do you need more
Because
than
you are 21 years old.
No, I'm going to see if I want it.
That's
How
a good
big is
point.
it?
You're 21. Do you really need a Barbie cake?
Excuse me?
Oh,
I should
seen
clarify.
these.
I mean, I'll put the picture in the link.
I know,
but I should
these-
clarify that this cake is. It's basically like a Barbie that stood up, and the dress
You
is the
can-
cake,
if-
so
if
it
you're-
poofs out like a bell.
if you're Canadian, you'll see this at the Superstore. Like, you in the catalog, this is one of those cakes.
This is in every cake catalog at every
So
grocery
it's
store
also in the
I've ever seen.
Americas.
I've never
Yeah.
seen that before.
Oh,
Of course,
Banjo,
I haven't
you're
been to
missing
a
out.
grocery store looking for a cake since the 90s. So,
Well, I mean, I
for
haven't
me,
ever
it's just,
actively
like,
looked for a
sometimes when I'm
cake,
grocery
but-
shop, I just look at the cakes just because.
Yeah, I just
and then
wanna
I just
see it.
dream of them. I'm like, well, that's enough. But you're
No!
being pathetic now. Walk
Let's
away.
get a Fudgy the Whale.
Are you having like weird fever dreams because you're on a diet? Like, do you dream of cake and cookies?
Absolutely. like so far I've lost 10 pounds, which I'm super proud of.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But so far, like, this week has been my like week where it's like I bought a burger, which is super bad. Like I had a shame hat just for that. But that was it, which is pretty good. But when I went to the store again to buy the sushi and the Jaffa cakes, I walked past the cakes and I like looked at not only the cakes but pepperoni, because I'm not eating red meat, and there was pepperoni and it was on sale, and I was just looking at it like it wouldn't be so bad. I lost 10 pounds. I can gain one.
I hear ya.
And I was
That's
like, no.
that's the hardest part of dieting for me, is like pepperonis and
I just
Ugh.
I turned my head away and I'm like, I'll just get these potatoes, and I walked away.
yeah. Like how you
it's been-
specified small potatoes.
Yeah, I just wanted, because I'm sick of big potatoes, and I decided maybe small potatoes would be better better to cook, and they are. They're so, just cut them in half and that's it, and that's my life.
Throw them in a crock pot for 6
Oh,
hours with some meat.
If I had a crock pot, that's all I'd do, is just fucking leave for 6 hours and come back to a delicious meal with those damn potatoes.
Christmas gifts ideas for Shua.
I like
if
to do
you
it.
bought me a crock pot, I swear to God, I will do something crazy, like run topless on the streets, because I'd be so happy.
I will
Shelly
fly to
would love that.
Washington and blow you.
I don't know if you'd go that crazy.
He might. He sounds pretty excited about
I'd
it.
maybe a hand job, but that's really
Oh my
that's how
God.
far I'll go.
That's a long way to travel for a hand job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hitchhike.
Will that make it better or worse?
Like I'm at border bridge. I'm at
I think
Border
that's more
Patrol.
just keeping costs down.
Yeah,
yeah.
at Border Patrol. What are you here for? I need to give a hand job. It's like, go ahead. I'm like,
Do you have
yay.
anything to declare? Lube and gloves.
Yeah, just like a 1 liter full of lube and then like 2 pairs of gloves.
And then on your way back, anything to declare? Shame.
They,
Lots and lots of shame.
they take away the gloves. I'm like, well, okay. Just that's all I get is the lube. How far do you think, like, say you had 1 liter of lube? And I always think about this because
Oh, no.
and
No.
You'll,
No.
like, I'm giving lube as an example, but say like a small item, like how far can you come into like trading? Like, oh, I'll give you this lube for like say that more better price thing. Have you ever wanted to do that? Where it's like, I have this dollar.
Not
Let's try to
with
make that
lube.
like $1,000.
Why with lube?
Well,
'Cause I-
people did that though, right? Like what is it? the
Somebody
That's
did that with
bartering,
like a bobby pin
basically.
and got his way up to
Well,
a
borrowing,
car.
but I wonder like how far you can go.
There was like a worldwide thing where like a guy started with a red paperclip and he traded up to like a house.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Now I'm gonna Google that.
My buddy was a part of it actually.
User in
He
your channel
traded
timed out.
he traded a copy of his recording contract for a truck, I think.
That's pretty cool.
No, maybe it wasn't a truck. I'll have to check with him on what it was. I'll find out what it was. But yeah, there was a whole thing. Like Buddy started with like a red
Entered your
paperclip,
channel.
and he traded the paperclip for a
Yeah, you're
pen, and then he traded the pen for something, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger until he got like a house or something.
It's a Canadian blogger, Kyle McDonald, who bartered his way from a single paperclip to a house. Shit, that's amazing. Like I don't know if I'd ever be able to do that. Like you'd have to be really fucking persuasive to try to trade up a paperclip to whatever he sold it for. You guys keep on. Okay, so he traded a paperclip for a fish-shaped pen, and he kind of went up from there. That's really incredible.
Yeah.
Do you think I'd be able to get a liter of lube for a house?
Stop.
You think? You think if I after I finish with Banjo, I can sell my way to a ticket back home? Because that'd be pretty great. It'd be a win-win.
If you try hard enough.
Yeah.
Oh, a man can dream. So what's
I mean,
going
it
on
did
with
take about a year for him to get to that house, though.
Yeah, that's true. It did take a year. So I'm wondering, like, I wonder if he got anything before the house. He's like, I really want to keep this. Because I bet there would be some things. I'm going to read. A lot of trades, like One Night, An Afternoon with Alice Cooper, Kiss Monterey Snow Globe. Like, these are pretty cool things. I can't believe he made it to.
Oh. Dan, I'm shutting it down. This is no longer just the podcast. This is the American Thanksgiving cast.
Oh, absolutely not. We're stopping.
We already had a Canadian Thanksgiving
We're stopping
cast.
that right now. Let's
Banjo,
talk about,
what are you thankful for?
let's talk about
I am
what
thankful
happened.
for every single one of you.
Aw, Banjo, don't cop out. I did that last time.
Any new shows? Oh, how's Fallout? Without spoiling it.
Banjo, what are you actually thankful for?
So far, I've been Fallout-less for the past 14 days, maybe 13, and I have 13 days to go, and it's killing me on the inside right now.
I'm probably going to
Thanksgiving.
be Falloutless for the next 30 days.
30 days, Christmas.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been waiting so long, and I've been avoiding spoilers. No one's been spoiling it, so thank you, Internet, for not spoiling it.
I think I got spoiled. I have no way of knowing if the guy was serious when he said it, but...
You don't say anything, but I've been... And it's funny to me because people are like, I don't want to spoil anything, but then you just see the thumbnail or like the picture,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, it's out. Well, god damn it! Like, it's nothing like story driven, but something that would have been cool to experience myself. And I'm like, oh, god damn it!
I
But-
did
I can't
see a
believe the
thing.
dog turns into a crab monster at the end.
Not gonna lie, that'd be amazing.
That
Is
would
he
be amazing.
called dog meat? Like people are calling him dog meat, but is he? His
I
name
bet you can name him
legitimately Dog
whatever.
Meat? Oh, really?
I bet.
Fuck
If
yeah!
he's a dog, why wouldn't you be able to name
well,
him?
because in Fallout 3, his only name was Dog Meat.
That's true. But this
So
is
I'm wondering,
Fallout 4.
yeah. So I'm wondering if they stuck like, oh, it's dog
Where they'll
meat,
say
it's a
your name.
tradition. Or it's like you got to pick your name because
mean-
I'm gonna name it like Charles the Fourth.
I'm going to name him Dog Meat because he's dog meat. So
Well, he's like a better version of dog meat because
That's true.
He's not a husky. This is a legit German Shepherd.
yeah,
This is-
and he's invincible.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad they brought that back from Fallout 4 because Fallout 3, when Dog Meat died, I'd have to revert my save.
Mhm.
God damn it, no. It was always such a sad thing too because Dog Meat's sometimes fucking stupid in Fallout 3 and he'll just kill himself. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
man, I just went a half an hour without saving. Fuck me, right?
Yeah.
and it's all for fucking Dog Meat.
That's a half
I
an
did
hour
this-
I won't get back, but I will have a dog. And I know not to go there.
Yeah, like you always gotta have a dog. But I did not get Rex in Fallout New Vegas. I didn't like Rex.
Mhm.
I preferred Boone. Boone was way better.
I don't know if I ever had a companion in New Vegas.
New Vegas had some good companions. Not like the only ones I liked was Boone, and I think the other one was Lily,
Oh, that's not true. I had that robot guy for a while.
and Zach Levi, who was the gay scientist,
Hmm.
who was great.
So am I the only one here that's actually played any amount of Fallout 4?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yep.
Well,
We can have a Fallout cast next month when I'm.
as far as I know, you can't rename the dog.
But his name is Dog
Oh.
Meat. Or is
Dog
it
meat, yeah. Dog
Okay,
meat.
so it is based on Fallout 3, where it's like, oh, it's Dog Meat.
Okay.
I was just calling him Dog, and then I got to a place where I guess the dog belongs, and somebody called him Dog Meat, and then his name showed up.
Or,
I call every dog dog.
Huh.
but that's cool of them bringing it back because I know they could have named it anything, but I guess people wanted Dog Meat.
That's actually really cool. Like, you don't know the dog's name, so the dog doesn't get a name until you learn the dog's name.
Yeah.
Or maybe
That's
they just
really
called
cool.
it Dog Meat. 'cause-
That's dumb.
Again, but that's at least not that I noticed.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you don't immediately name a dog when you see it? That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Fuzz on this. It would make more sense if you'd name the dog.
Apparently, you can name your weapons and shit. I've yet to figure that out.
That's gonna be fun for me because sorry, after New Vegas, I got organized as shit. Like I kept a minimum amount of everything
Yeah.
just in case.
I've already run into that problem several times. It's like,
Trust me, you get organized, Dan. After
Yeah,
one
with
little
the
bit,
amount of customization I've seen for weapon building in Fallout 4, I would be surprised if you couldn't name them.
yeah, really.
I know you can. I just
Yeah, I know you
don't
can.
know how.
Oh, you should ask Blue. She's named a few.
I know. I saw her post something, and that's the only reason I knew you could do it, because I was like, what?
You can do that?
I'm gonna call Blue out and Keller out for like sometimes talking about fucking Fallout 4, and I need to mute myself because I don't want to hear anything about it.
Well,
Fuck you guys, come on.
And yet
Some of
you
us can't
brought up the
experience it.
conversation.
Some of
yeah,
us can't
really.
experience the joy.
I mean, I try and be pretty good. I've never played a Fallout game. Like I said, I've said this before. I played like 3 hours of Fallout 3. And at the time, it just wasn't interesting to me, so I was like, nah, with it. But there's something about at number 4 that I'm like, yeah, I'll keep playing that.
I feel like a lot of people like Fallout 4 too, is because it looks so much better than 3, and I'm saying that because even back then, Fallout 3 wasn't that great when it came to graphics. Because Bethesda doesn't know how to do facial animation. I don't know why. They still haven't mastered it.
Yeah.
Even though it looks a lot better. Like, I'm so happy Fallout 4 looks like that, but man, I don't know why Bethesda is not able to do it. I mean, eventually they will, but they need to step up their facial game.
Yeah. I find myself, like, for the amount of time that I put into that game, which, compared to most people, isn't a lot, I haven't really done a lot of the questing.
No, you don't.
Like, I know in terms of main story, I'm, like, hardly into it at all. I spend a lot of time building.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's, like, the whole other thing that they want you to do. Based on what I've seen, it's like, okay, we'll add this extra element. Because based on what I heard, it's kind of the same as Fallout 3. And the thing they added to make it so different is the building element. Which is definitely like a good. Which I heard, like they just said we liked Minecraft, so we want to make our Minecraft in Fallout, which is a good idea. And it's definitely a good idea because sometimes you like say like Banjo and like Fallout 3, Megaton was always great was like the go-to place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good idea to be like, okay, you can make your own settlement now, your own place that you can call home, and
right.
you know.
Well, I heard that a lot of the point of like having a Fallout shelter was to be able to prepare people for that new mechanic.
But though, like based on what I've seen, it's absolutely different though.
It is completely different than Fallout Shelter, though.
Which is why I'm wondering why they wanted that.
In that case, it doesn't make sense for them to have had Fallout Shelter because
I guess it was just to hold the people off. Like, oh, it's coming out in 5 months, but here's a little something to get you going, which I think worked.
Yeah, I mean, it was great that. Like, we have a game coming out in 5 months, but here is a game you can play right now.
And they made a shit ton of money off of it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Lunchboxes.
I'm sure they're still making money off it.
They were being Candy Crush for a bit. Like, they were number 1 for a little bit, which was really cool. Them lunchboxes were out of control.
Yeah, the only issue I would have with the settlement stuff and building is that as you discover more... which is done through a certain set of missions, you're responsible for them.
Oh,
so it's not
God.
just picking your favorite place and building up a settlement.
You can't
It's
just leave.
you literally have.
Man, I don't know. How
I haven't run into a problem yet, so I don't know. I can't say too much on it either way, but like I feel like if you neglect the other settlements for long enough, they won't join they'll leave your cause.
That's good to know because I feel like that might suck for me because sometimes I like doing something and I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna do this for a while. Because
I mean, to get what they're like to make them happy, it's very easy. But when you look at them and you go, shit, I have 9 settlements right now, and this one needs food, and this one needs water, and this one needs whatever, and your supplies only stay at whatever settlement you first built, unless you make trade routes. So I started mine in the first area, so all my materials are in that first area, and I don't have any trade routes set up. So when I go to a different settlement, I don't have any materials there. I have to go find new materials.
Is it required to make so many settlements, or is it like...
It's like
implied?
side missions, basically.
Okay,
so they have like what's called the Minutemen.
I heard about this, and it's like apparently there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there seems to be. And anyway, the guy basically just sends you out and like, hey, this settlement needs help. Puts it on the map, and then you go and do something for them, and then they join the Minutemen.
I might wait a few hours before I do that, because that sounds like work.
It is a lot of work. There's probably easier ways to do it than what I'm doing,
bet,
but
like, I feel like that's its own game. So maybe after I do all the quests, I'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's one if you're all about achievements, I know Banjo is. There's one achievement that's associated with getting a settlement to 100% happy, which is very, very hard to do in the first settlement that they give you. So I would suggest to you people coming into the game, don't use that as your main settlement. Pick a different one.
I'm gonna pick the cool one.
And the Achievement Hunter did a video on it. Jeremy did a video on it, and there's reasons why you shouldn't use the first one. One being that there's one NPC that you can't tell what to do.
Happy.
No, you just can't tell him what to do, so he's essentially useless, but he takes up a number. And there's a couple other reasons, but basically watch that video and then don't just listen to that video.
I just wanted a cool armor. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I can't wait till next month. And there's still a lot of good games coming out. I think Halo 5 already came out. What else am I'm missing so many. Rise of the Tomb Raider came out.
Yeah, I still need to pick up Rise of the Tomb Raider. Assassin's Creed Syndicate was actually really good.
I need to pick that up.
I can't believe Rise of the Tomb Raider thought it was a good idea to compete with Fallout 4. That was a crazy move. That was a stupid move on their part.
But I mean, I'm buying them both, so it doesn't matter.
Buying them both, but a lot of people who would choose either or would go Fallout 4.
Yeah, a lot of people do have to do.
I think the thing with Rise of the Tomb Raider is that the last Tomb Raider game was so good
That's true.
that people were going to buy Rise anyway.
Not Fallout 4 good. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying that they thought they had what it takes to compete with Fallout. I just think that to them, I think maybe they went into with the mentality that, the last Tomb Raider game people really, really liked. So this one's going to sell anyway, so it doesn't really matter when it comes out.
Plus, they got a lot of money from Xbox to make an exclusive for a year.
Yeah.
Which I wonder if that's going to help them. Well,
and it's still
unless they
holiday
got a
season,
lot
so
of money.
anyone
That's
who
true.
chooses Fallout can still get it for Christmas.
But there's so many more games coming. Like, I'm missing a few for sure.
I'm not sure if there are any more games coming out. I don't know. All the big ones happened.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Syndicate's a big one. If you haven't played that one yet, do it.
Yeah. The Assassin's Creeds are always big. Fallouts and, by extension, Elder Scrolls
Rainbow
are
Six
big ones.
Siege is going to come out.
Halo. Oh, yeah, Rainbow Six Siege just came out, I think, today.
Just Cause 3.
Just 'cause 3. That's right.
That's right. That still has to come out.
Battlefront already out.
Battlefront's out. Call of Duty's out. I'm not following it, but
out.
it is out.
This is a really tough
there's
conversation
still-
for someone that doesn't have any money.
There's still some games that are going to come out that are going to get a lot of people excited.
I mean, Just Cause was the one I forgot.
Yeah. There can't be
The
that
rest
much
have
left to
already
come
come
out,
out.
right?
I know that, does anyone, I won't even say play, but watch the Let's Plays of Game of Thrones and Tales of the Borderlands for Telltale?
Oh, the Telltale games? No, I don't
play
watch
them.
those.
You play them? Or did you play either the Game of Thrones or the...
I started Game of Thrones
Okay.
today, but I had somewhere to go, so I couldn't finish it.
I'll definitely say it's good. Like, though I prefer Tales of the Borderlands because it's just funnier, and that's what I prefer. I think Telltale does really good on that. Game of Thrones was really good. Even at the end, I felt Game of Thrones has the biggest changes. Because you know how each Telltale game, it's like, oh, you get to make your own choices, but it pretty much...
It basically
the same
leads you to
ending.
the same ending, yeah.
I feel like Game of Thrones finally is like, oh, you're going to pretty much kind of get a different ending. Because a lot of things happen where it's like, oh, this is definitely going to diverge from someone else's playthrough.
Really? I guess I can see that because I know, thinking back on the choices that I made in some of the earlier episodes, I'm like, that seemed like a really harsh consequence that there's no going back from.
Because it's Game of Thrones, people are going to die. Like that's
Right,
obvious.
yeah.
So like I feel like because of that, because obviously Telltale's game Borderlands or even Minecraft, which has not been good. I've been watching; it's not good. You can't really kill the characters because they're lovable, they're funny, and people want to see more of them. Game of Thrones just have at it.
Yeah, they could have gone Game of Thrones. They could have had the Game of Thrones game go like Until Dawn, where your goal is to save everybody, but people are gonna die.
But even then, like Until Dawn isn't really it has the butterfly effect, but it ends the same.
True.
Except it's just people are gonna die. You just don't know how many.
Yeah,
Could be all of them, could be none of them.
and Zero can. You
I
can.
thought I was saying I thought it was possible to save everybody.
Yeah, like you can either kill everyone or save everyone. or not everyone.
You can kill a few people, and you could probably kill everybody if you
I
try.
wonder if you can kill everyone. That'd be really
If you try.
I haven't seen one playthrough where everyone dies, but you'd have to try, yeah. Oh, I would love to see that.
So yeah, I was looking up the games that have yet to come out. It looks like Rainbow Six comes out next Tuesday with Just Cause 3.
Man, what do you think is going to do better, Just Cause 3 or Rainbow Six Siege?
I don't
those
know.
are both
Siege
games
has
that are
been
like
big.
They're both popular, but
With
like
the
I feel
beta,
like
and Just Cause
yeah.
2 was so amazing, and the Just Cause 3 is going to be big.
I'll
Both
tell you
of them
this.
have been advertising through Rooster Teeth.
I'm going to call
That's what I was going to say. I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I've never played a Just Cause game, but just watching Achievement Hunters videos with Just Cause 3, just doing the same shit they did, I would buy that game.
I don't know if you guys did this when you were younger, but I had an Xbox 360 during like the time its lifespan, and what I used to do in some demos like Just Cause 2, instead of being like only one mission, it was free play, but you'd only have a half an hour, and there was a glitch for Just Cause 2 demo where you can make it unlimited time. And you can play as long as you want. Yeah. And I did this all the time. But it was funny because Just Cause 2 wasn't complete yet. So it was like a big enough span where it's like, it was big, but it came to a point where the more you walked, roads were starting to disappear, and like you'd eventually make it to like just a pit of despair.
Oh, okay.
Played it all the time. It was really fun. I think like one of the most enjoyable experiences when it came to the 360, which I've been becoming more like more nostalgic for, which is like I used to remember playing Halo 3 when I was younger, like Just Cause 2's demo. Like I'm just getting, not that I'm getting old, but I'm missing those times when I wasn't fucking busy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I remember. You guys keep talking. I'm looking for the very first game on 360 I've ever played. It was like the game where like it was a girl who can become any monster. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like whatever.
I think it's
like Cameo?
Yep, Cameo.
Because that's the only launch game. It was pretty much a launch game, at least, that I knew had a girl protagonist.
It was definitely a launch game.
It was Cameo.
But I'd never played it.
That was the
I'd
very
seen
first
the like gamer pictures about it.
That was the
That's
very first. It was not bad. Like the more that I think about it, I'd play that again. I'm also interested if I don't know if you guys know if the on demand, if it's every 360 game you've ever played, is going to be a part of it, or do you have to have the CD for it to download?
What, for the backwards compatibility?
Yeah, like it says because it's.
I'm pretty sure
all the games you have from 360 will
I'm pretty
be
sure
downloaded.
if you had 360 downloaded, it should be those ones as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
I used to have-
the ones you downloaded after they're
You put the
added
disc
will
in?
be available
Okay, that's why.
for
I was
you.
wondering if
But then you
Cameo
can
would-
also put the disc in for other games.
Because I'm wondering if Cameo
As
would
they're
be
added.
automatically downloaded. Because I sold that, obviously. Cause it's,
Yeah.
but now I'm nostalgic for it again. Because it was not bad of a game. I'll give it that for a launch game. And it was definitely underrated. And it's from Rare. I just realized from Rare. It was not bad. I feel like
I think that was the start of Rare going downhill. Or just on the cusp.
Yeah, because, man, Rare... I also played Banjo and Kazooie 3, like the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, don't call that 3, please.
That was not good. That was not good.
That was not...
I'm so
it was good in itself.
excited.
But it
I'm
wasn't
so
a good
excited
Banjo
for
Kazooie.
ukulele.
Yeah, ukulele looking real good.
Is that a Rare game?
Oh, I think I've heard of it.
Ukulele
The Platonic
is,
Games game that has all the people from Rare.
Yeah,
didn't
it's like
wanna
a
be with Rare
spiritual
anymore.
successor.
Yeah, and it's
With-
scratching the
instead
itch
of-
that Banjo Kazooie left.
Oh, I see it.
That's a really weird way to word it.
I see a picture of it. That's a... You're not joking when it's going to itch the Banjo Kazooie thing because they're.
It's a.
I'm just like if this was made by a different company, I would call massive bullshit on originality.
Well, I mean, it's the people from Rare, but it is a different company.
It's a 3D platformer Rare-vival.
Yes, that's what they're
Shut
calling
up.
it. No, that's what they're calling it. That's on their website.
Is it really?
Oh, is it
Yes.
actual?
Oh my god.
Man, it's an actual Kickstarter.
I want to take.
It
back
was a
my
Kickstarter.
excitement.
I backed it. It's one of the few Kickstarters I actually participated in.
Creative talent behind Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country.
How much money did it make?
I'm not sure. I thought I was on the Kickstarter page, but it's
Yeah,
not.
I thought so too, and it's not.
Tell me how much it made. There's like a timeline. Oh, successfully raised $2,090,104.
That's
Is
right.
that enough for them? I'm wondering.
Yeah, they were asking for like $250,000.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully it's good. I mean,
So
obviously they can't use Banjo and Kazooie, so they made a
Yeah.
fucking bat and a chameleon.
I'm
So-
21 years old,
Yes.
and I just realized that Kazooie is called Kazooie because a kazoo is an instrument, and banjo is also an instrument.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Even
I
I
feel
knew
dumb.
And Banjo
It's-
plays the banjo, and Kazooie doesn't really play a kazoo.
But her mouth makes
But
the
it's-
noise.
She sort of sounds like a kazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never made that connection before, that kazoo is an instrument. Ah, God.
Their
Oh.
original goal was
I've-
175,000.
Speaking of these
Yeah,
animals,
not even $250,000.
Speaking of these animals, I have something to say about this
They met
trailer
all
I
their
saw.
stretch goals, and they
I
added
don't know
a few when they met them.
I think it's Pixar or DreamWorks. Who's making Zootopia? I don't know if anyone's seen this
Neither.
trailer yet. Who's
That
making it?
is... It's Disney animation.
That's what
Ah,
it is.
yes.
People
Disney's
are
Splinter
calling
Group.
people are calling bullshit on it because it's like, oh, the furries are gonna love this. I watched it and I'm like, I'm gonna actually enjoy this.
Now,
It's-
hang on.
It seems funny.
The furries do love it.
They do, but
Make no mistake.
people are saying that's gonna be bad because it's based on furries, and I'm like, no, because it actually seems funny. I feel like
J.K.
it's gonna
Simmons is
actually
in it.
be because
What's it called?
Zootopia. And
It's
and
basically-
it's gonna be for furries. Like it's gonna be furries galore, which I'm fortunate of
Yeah, it's basically
because
what
the trailer
happened-
looked great. It was pretty funny.
Well, yeah, what would have happened if humans had not become like the dominant species or evolved or anything? So animals are now like walking on two legs and like
So
in
it's a
society and
furries
everything.
fantasy.
It is a furries fan.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wasn't like saying oh because it was a funny plot. I'm like oh this was a funny trailer. I give it that. This is gonna be a good kids movie that I'd watch. And then I look at the comments. I'm like oh no, it's a
Yeah.
bloodbath. I'm like this movie's gonna suck. It's for the furries.
I think it's for the furries, but also it'll be good. I think that they're two separate things.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think I'm gonna walk out if half the cinema is full of furries. I don't think I'll be able to handle that.
I will say, basically Tumblr is where furries come to congregate. It's pretty gross. So I have seen their reactions to Zootopia, and they are going to go out to see it in droves.
Yeah. It's
So
gonna-
prepare for that.
Swarms.
All of a sudden, I'm in. I'll watch this movie.
You see, like, it
It's
seems
a good
It
movie.
seems funny. Like,
No, it's not even. I didn't watch a trailer. Nothing. Shakira is it?
oh, really?
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in. I've been a sucker for Shakira since like I don't know 2003.
Since her hips stopped lying.
Her hips don't lie. Fun fact. Fun fact. Hips don't lie. Mine do.
She's fucking 40 years old, guys. Oh my god.
Remember your wife, Dan. Okay.
As long as her hips don't
Just
lie.
looking out.
Right. So I think it's about time to get to where I know Shua wanted this to go, and I know nothing about this subject, so I'll let you guys kind of take it. So everybody's been watching Jessica Jones.
Oh,
Every
yes!
single episode of it. I saw
Yes!
all episodes all the way through within the first fucking
I
15
didn't-
hours.
All I can say before you guys get into it, and I'll let you talk. I don't care about spoilers or anything. All I can say about it is, my wife's watching it right now, and I caught the tail end of I think episode 2, where some dude takes like a saw and like saws himself, and nothing happens.
Stop. You gotta stop.
And then
That is an important thing that you're saying, and it's immediately a spoiler.
I don't care.
What do you mean you don't care?
Are we doing
Shut up.
Are we doing spoilers?
I haven't seen the
Spoil-
show yet.
wait, wait, wait.
Hello.
Are you gonna watch it, Banjo? Or are we gonna do spoiler?
I mean,
spoiler-free?
I don't have any means to watch it.
Oh, so you don't.
I'll let you borrow my Netflix account. Everybody has to see it.
Jeez.
Okay, we'll do
Wow.
spoiler free then, and I'll just say this: it's better than Daredevil. And I know you're a big fan of it, Fuzz, but I really did love Jessica.
That's the thing. Let me be completely for real here. Daredevil has always been my favorite superhero,
And it's a good show.
I was ecstatic when Daredevil came out, and I loved it.
It's a great
Jessica
show.
Jones is better than
Oh my!
Daredevil.
It's just like it's a mix up because Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter did a great job, and I love how the show. Also, it's not like like you're a girl, so you can't do it. There's none of that. It's just like she's just a badass character. That's it.
Yeah.
And not only that, David Tennant is the scariest Marvel villain to date.
Okay. I'm gonna try to keep it short, I guess, because I have hours and hours and hours of praise to sing about Jessica Jones. Honestly,
Like way better than Baby Fisk. Fuck Baby Fisk.
My biggest issue with Marvel has always been that every single one of the movies, shows, everything, they've had pretty good characters, pretty good writing, but they've never been able to convey a villain that is actually scary. Not Ultron. Like, if they're good actors, that's great, but they've never been able to do that and have that kind of mix.
Yeah,
but
David Tennant, though, oh my
David
god,
Tennant as Kilgrave is the first genuinely frightening villain that Marvel has ever created.
I realized how good the show was when there was a scene with Kilgrave walking around, and I tensed. I'm like, what's going to happen? And like, because I feel like the best powers in TV shows are the ones that can be done easily with practical effects. And I feel like Kilgrave's powers are so easy to do, and yet they're so terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, imagining like someone says kill yourself and you want to kill yourself. That was terrifying. Throughout the whole like things like that, I'm like, oh my god.
Gosh, basically, I've seen a lot of things that David Tennant is in. I think the only big thing I haven't seen of him is Doctor Who, and of what I've seen, I think Kilgrave is the best acting that he's done in his career.
He has some moments in Doctor Who.
He did charming and terrifying all at the same time. Like,
he does charming and funny. In Doctor Who.
I described it like I was thinking. You keep on watching, and there's moments where you're like, I kind of like this guy, in a twisted way, because he's so he's likable.
Oh God!
But like no. But seriously, there's some moments where he does something like where he says something like, "Okay, I like this guy," and then 5 seconds later he does something awful, and you're like, I hate him. That's how good. Like, he's like, "Oh, I like him." That's back and forth. I was like,
that's usually the sign of a good show.
Oh, yeah. It was
if the show can legitimately make you hate or love people, then that's usually a sign of a good show. Like, I know I watched Game of Thrones religiously, read all the books, everything, and before I read the books, I watched the show up to a point, I think up to season 3, and like, I legitimately, in the first season, I despised Daenerys' brother. I just fucking hated that character, and then he got the gold poured on his head, and I was never happier. And then as the show went on, I was like, then Joffrey became the next, like, fuck this kid, I can't stand him, I hope he fucking dies. And it was like, I was seething every time he did something. I'm like, how is he not dead yet? And then I think it was season 4 or season 5, whenever it happened, and he finally died, and I was just like, yes, yes. But I went back and experienced the books before it happened on the show, though. Yeah. So as I was going through the books, and I say experience because I got them on audiobooks.
Ooh.
Yeah, through a certain site that's not at all sponsoring our podcast. But that's where I got them, and as I was going through them and experiencing them, I was just like, oh my god, is he going to die? And I tensed up, and I got and then it happened, and he died, and I was fucking thrilled. So, I mean, if Jessica Jones is doing that same sort of thing, then it's got to be a good sign that it's a good show.
And it's like, it's not only that, their supporting characters are great. I would argue that the Sergeant Simpson's like okay. He's not great. He's like okay, but man, it delivered. Like high expectations for Luke Cage now.
Simpson is, I think, the only character that was written poorly. And even then, I don't think he was written poorly.
He pulled it off.
I think that he was just a bad actor.
Yeah, like I feel like though, like it was okay. It wasn't like bad enough that I had serious complaints, but it was like
it was bad enough that when it's bad enough that like
Patricia Walker, like I don't know who her actor was. She did really good too.
Yeah.
Who else was in it? That
Simpsons parts aren't bad. It's more
who's
that, like,
the lawyer?
When I got the Simpsons parts, those were the times where I was like,
didn't like and like at the same time. She felt like more. I hated her more for a little bit than David Tennant himself. And there's some terrifying scenes too.
Yeah.
Like this is not like there's a scene in a police station.
Oh.
That like tensed me up so bad
Yeah.
that it was amazing.
You're doing a
Great
really good
show.
job of talking up this show without spoiling it. You're doing really
best-
good, both of you.
It's a really good show. And I don't think I've ever been so much like, you have to see this show, as I have with Jessica Jones. And a lot of that
Yeah,
is because, and I don't want to get like too film majory about it, but I think that it's genuinely a significant show. Not just for how good it is or where it fits into the Marvel storyline, but just what it's conveying is very important.
It's really character driven.
It is character driven.
Let's talk a
Very
little bit
character.
about that. You mentioned where it falls in the Marvel universe. So I
Okay.
had no idea that this was a Marvel thing. Like,
Yeah.
are there
Yeah.
comic books and stuff about
Yeah,
Jessica Jones?
Yeah.
but Jessica,
Jessica Jones
is
has been
only Alias, right? That's the only comic, and I heard she's in a bit of Civil War, and that's really it.
Alias? Wasn't there a TV show Alias? Same thing?
Jessica.
No,
Oh, is it?
I
know
don't
if
think
it's
the
same
TV
thing.
show Alias had anything to do
maybe,
with
honestly, I
Marvel.
don't know if it's. I don't know if it's the same thing. But
Jessica is one of the
apparently
members.
originally
me
it was
look it
supposed to be on it was supposed to be on ABC, and I'm so glad it wasn't, because the dark undertones make Jessica Jones what it is. Like it talks about like rape and did it talk about suicide?
Yeah, that's why I think it's very important, because Jessica Jones talks a lot about post-traumatic stress disorder in such a way that it isn't in such a way that, first off, it doesn't fetishize rape, because I think a lot of movies and TV shows do that, and also in such a way that it takes you into the psychosis of having PTSD without being like uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So does the character of Jessica Jones have PTSD?
Yeah, major
Yeah.
PTSD.
That's not even a spoiler. That's just like
she's like an alcoholic. She's like all. It's great.
I do
that's
want
like
to
first
say
minute of first episode.
that the Alias TV show you were thinking of that has nothing to do with the comics.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, I got to give it to Kristen Ritter. Like, people had doubts because I know Breaking Bad. Like, people either hated her or like her.
I loved her. in
She
Breaking
really
Bad.
knocked it out of the park. I felt
My-
like she did like a great job at being sarcastic and witty, but at the same time, like, had really like awful issues that you feel bad for her. She pulled it. She knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
I had such a crush on her during the whole thing.
I watched Jessica Jones and
All right.
immediately.
No, that's cool. That's totally cool.
Great job.
So let's go Fuzz then Josh.
Yeah.
Scale of 1 to 10. Would recommend.
I don't want to give it a 10 because I feel like
No,
that's
I'd
disingenuous.
give it a 9. I'd give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I don't know why it gets a 9 and not a 10, but
I feel like there's some people who said it right, and it does like deserve like a point off. Is the action scenes are not as good as it is in Daredevil,
that's true.
and sometimes like
Not
the
as good
unreal-
how? Like
like,
special
it's-
effects wise, or
no. Well, there's a couple.
There's
Like the jumping is a little weird.
I was about to mention that. Okay, one of Jessica's powers is that she can it's
She's
not
supposed to
flying
fly.
or jumping. It's sort
In
of
the
like
comics,
high
it's
jumping.
flying.
And
Yeah.
it's so hokey that when she does it, she just sort of crouches down and like speed jumps off screen, and apparently Marvel didn't give them the funding to special effect her flying, so it's just like she'll jump off like half the screen and then it cuts
Yeah,
to
she'll
black.
just do high jumps.
It's very funny, and it
But
takes
to be
you out
fair-
of the show a little bit.
I think maybe her special effects jump budget went to
Her-
Supergirl.
Yeah, her strength powers are pretty good. The only problem I have with the strength is sometimes they changed it based on what was needed.
Right.
Like sometimes she was a little weaker, sometimes she was a little stronger. But Luke Cage was amazing. They really showed off his powers well.
Every single girl I've talked to that's watched any amount of this show has a crush on Luke Cage, myself included.
You know, he was great. He was a great addition. You know what I hope is that they do more with the Netflix shows. Is that like hopefully with Luke Cage we maybe see Iron Fist or like kind of like a sidekick like
Yeah.
character, because it really pays off. Because I liked Luke Cage throughout it.
What Marvel said was like, if these shows get like popular enough, then maybe we'll give them standalone movies. But we don't think they'll get that popular. And then Daredevil and Jessica Jones came out, and everyone loved them. So it's very
But,
possible that they're going to get
honestly,
a
though,
movie.
I prefer these in Netflix form, like I think I said it before, I like the grittiness of it. Like I like how darker it is than a Marvel movie, because I feel like it pays off more. Because we would never have a Marvel movie that talks about rape or suicide like it did in Jessica Jones.
I agree.
That's true.
And-
yeah.
Honestly, I really do recommend, like, even
So
Daredevil.
absolutely recommend
Oh my God.
anybody, whether they're Marvel fans or not.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
even as
yeah.
a standalone show, it's just very good because it doesn't
Really good.
rely much on you knowing what happens in the Marvel universe. Occasionally, it'll be like, "Hey,
It'll
remember that
reference
time
it?
that aliens
Yeah.
came?" But it doesn't fixate on that. Also, there's this one scene, oh my god, where she's like on the computer and she gets on Neopets, right?
I didn't see that. What?
Probably, obviously not in the show. That's just Sparta's way of wedging Neopets into this before we end it.
Yeah. I saw the
Well
timestamp
played,
and I was like, we gotta
Fuzz,
go.
well
She can't defend herself because she's lagged out.
There you go.
One thing though that everyone should know about Jessica Jones though is that a lot of people did not expect. I did not expect much from it, and it delivered. And I hope that I heard rumors too that Moon Knight's gonna come, and if anyone doesn't know who Moon Knight is, it's pretty much a multiple personality disorder hero who's like a darker version of Batman.
I think Manio's talked about Moon
Yeah,
Knight
Manio
before.
loves Moon Knight, and there's rumors that Moon might replace Iron Fist as the Defender.
Huh.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think so.
You don't think? It's rumors.
I think
but
that Patsy is gonna replace it.
I hope Patsy as Hellcat, right?
Yeah.
I hope they put her in because she was really good too. Though I don't like all that training, all that. Anyway, she did a lot of training. She's a pretty buff. She's a
Watch
pretty buff
Jessica
gal.
Jones.
Yeah, pretty
it.
buff gal.
So I guess
Watch it all.
I'll have to watch it then.
Everybody
I
in
know why
it.
I heard the name come out of my wife's computer, and I went, "What did that just say? Are you
Hits.
watching Jessica Jones?" And she went, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Fuck! Like everybody's watching that." And she goes, "Well, I'm only on episode 2. If you want to watch it with me, I'll let you catch up." I was like, "Nah, go ahead."
You should have really good.
I'm starting to regret that decision.
Jessica
No,
Jones.
like seriously, like I think one thing too that I like about Jessica Jones more than Daredevil is that Daredevil stopped. I needed to stop because I hated Baby Fisk so much. I needed to sometimes pause and sigh.
All right,
But because one thing that David Tennant really pulls off is that, and like this show pulls off, is not every villain needs to plan to rule the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, because this villain, he was just like, his powers are so good, he doesn't need to. He can just do whatever he wants, and that was more terrifying to me. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just gonna do this because I can, and I want
Yeah.
to. And I was
There's
like,
it's an interesting aspect. I mean, it kind of breaks away from the traditional stories, right?
because who would want to rule the world if you had that power? You don't need to rule the world. You get what you want, which is terrifying.
I'm
It's like-
assuming it's a mind control thing or something.
yeah, it's like he can control anyone's mind.
Yeah, it's like
So I've
basically
heard,
like that.
I've heard bits and parts of this show, and because I'm so like disengaged from it, I look at it and go, "What the fuck?"
Like, I don't
And
wanna
find
spoil-
myself staring for a few seconds and then go, "I have no idea what's going on, no context. I'm just gonna walk
and
away."
it also touches, which I can't believe it touched, is what if like someone who was good had these powers and what they could do, and it kind of like goes back and forth with that, and it was amazing because there was a scene. And can I spoil one scene?
No.
Or one thing he does.
I don't.
No.
I was
Okay.
gonna spoil the whole goddamn.
There's
show
only
from what
one
I've
thing,
No,
and it just
no,
shows
because
how
other people
terrifying
are
it is.
gonna
He tells
listen to it. Don't
someone
do it.
to like he didn't like what this guy said, so he said, "Go walk around, go to that fence, and stand there forever." And he walks away.
Oh, that's not a spoiler. Okay.
And and then 2 days later, he's still there, and it terrified me. Like, oh my god! And that's just kind of what the show is, and that's why I loved it. I'm like, it's dark, but and it has you like it just grabs you so quickly.
I think that the thing that makes Jessica Jones better than Daredevil is that Daredevil is sort of about a dude that is trying to save other people, but he's good with himself in such a way. But Jessica Jones is about someone who's trying to save other people, but she's also trying to save herself at the same time.
All right, well, I think I'll give it a shot.
Jessica Jones is so good that I went out to eat at like Olive Garden with a friend of mine yesterday, and we were talking about it, and our waitress came over and she was like, "Oh, do you mean that new show on Netflix?" And then we made the waitress watch it.
What, like while she was waiting on you, or
We like pulled up the trailer and we were like, when you go home today, you gotta watch it.
I feel
Wow.
though the
Yeah.
trailers don't even give it justice.
It doesn't.
Like the trailer,
it really doesn't.
like the show.
The trailers
just
were
watch the show.
shitty.
That's probably a sign of a good trailer, though, right? Like, 'cause it seems like this day and age, everybody puts all the good bits in the trailer to get everybody to come to the
No,
theater or to come to
But
their
what I like
platform.
about these trailers,
Yeah.
not the scenes are not in the show. These like the trailers that they said. Really,
and that's what makes a good trailer, in my opinion, because
yeah, it's
if you get excited about a trailer and then go watch a movie and you're blown away by the movie, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
But like the Hollywood trend seems to be like, well, let's put all the good parts of the movie in the trailer, and then when they come up in the movie, you're just like, oh.
That was like what all of the comments on the Zoolander 2 trailer was. I'm like this is great. Now I don't have to see the movie.
Yeah. I mean, who the fuck would see Zoolander 2 anyway?
The people who like Zoolander 1.
I'm probably gonna see it. I'm
I
gonna
probably
see it.
won't.
If I still hung out with my friends, we would probably go see it.
I might wait until it gets on Netflix, but I'm probably gonna see it.
I'm gonna probably just watch the Muppet TV show.
That's
way better
another
than Zoo.
good show.
That's
Watch
a-
the Muppet TV show, though.
Muppet TV show was like, I can't believe how.
I'm
like, and I
mad
think-
that I like it.
I think it too. It's because it's similar to The Office, and it gets a lot of push from that. Because I'm like, okay, this is because the latest episode was funny and it had Scooter in it, and the things Scooter said, and I'm gonna. Scooter pretty much insinuated that he masturbated. Yeah, I feel like what's so good about the Muppets is like sometimes you want to see properties you saw as a kid become more mature, and that's exactly what the Muppets did, and it's genius. Like
Oh,
I
they
wish
grew
more
up.
shows
That's
would do
cool.
that, because the Muppets tackle stuff like, oh, they drink beer and they like have work and they have sex.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like and
That's
it,
funny. I've seen it. I knew it was coming back around, and I've seen it on, but I'm just like, eh.
I recommend it's
It's
one
not
of those
at my
things.
maturity level anymore because I'm, an
Oh,
old man.
it is.
Assuming that, just assuming that it was like, the old show. It's
Obviously, it has like I wouldn't say even kiddish. It's just like how would you describe it as the Muppet Show? Because it's not kiddish per se, because it's definitely not. It has some jokes there that like
The Muppet Show was if you took The Office and
Yeah.
the people in the office just happened to be Muppets.
and that's the best way. And obviously they do Muppet jokes. No, but it like I said, Scooter talks about masturbation. Like Fuzz, did you see the newest episode with Scooter?
And with Chelsea Handler?
Yeah, he
Yes.
pretty much said he masturbated, right? I'm not wrong. Yeah, because he said like he used to do stuff that they taught in health class.
That's not even, like, they've had jokes about, like, the band being in gangbangs, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
and the fact that Kermit likes pigs.
I need to get some shows for the winter because
There
it seems
were
like everything that I
blowjob
watch is.
There were blowjob jokes.
Well, it seems like everything that I watch comes out in like February through April. So I need some shit to watch. So I guess I'll give Jessica Jones a try. But I know I'm waiting for February because oh crap! Now I forgot the name of the show. House of Cards.
Oh, how's it called? Oh, and that's the final season. That's
Oh,
the final
shit.
season for sure. It's gonna
Is
go to
it?
50. Well, if you think House of Cards is 52 cards, right? And now the last season is 52.
Clever.
And I think I know how it's gonna end. Can I do a call? Can I call it?
Yeah,
He's gonna die.
because like basically, I don't see where they could go in terms of. Like he started as the whip,
I
and
feel
then
like-
season 2 he was it was on his journey to become the vice president, right? Season 3 led up to him becoming president.
And then
So like season 4, where do you go from
I
there?
feel like the more I watch it, it's based on a William Shakespeare play. And Fuzz, do you know what play it is? Like King.
What, House of
something.
Cards?
Yeah, it's
never
I feel-
watched it before.
Freak, what play? It's what play, Fuzz, that William Shakespeare wrote about King? He like rises to fame. Oh, is
do
it
you
Macbeth?
Mean, no. Yeah, it's Macbeth.
It's
Macbeth.
I feel like it's House of Cards is following Macbeth, so like he's gonna
okay.
die.
So everyone's
He's
gonna die.
Everyone-
Possibly, yeah.
Well, honestly, based on how the show's going, I mean, now we're at the downhill part. After that latest episode,
Yeah.
there's everything's downhill now.
There's
right?
no well, and they've even said, like, I've read some blurbs online, and the creators even said, like, we're not just gonna pave over what happened in the last episode. Like, we kind of have to explore that throughout the next season.
Oh well, obviously. I mean, what happened was like. Well, then again, I feel like that whole last
But
season, like,
there is supposedly there's rumored to be another like power couple, sort of a younger version of them that are going to be coming to the show that could potentially push them back together quicker.
Oh, so they are going back together.
They might. I don't know, but that's the rumor is that there's a new power couple like that are basically a younger version of them that are coming.
Like I said, I feel like it's gonna go Macbeth, and then it's gonna be like they're gonna rise, and I feel like obviously Underwood's gonna go down, and that's my prediction. Come back to me in February, because after that last, I when I was watching that, it's not the best season, but that last episode really was like, oh my god.
Last spring made me want to watch House of Cards really bad.
House of Cards, I feel, is a slow burner.
It's definitely it's definitely a slow burn.
After a few episodes, you get used to it, then you get into it. But it really kicks off like halfway after season 1. It really gets it. Like you really get invested.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we're pretty much at time here, so if we have any final thoughts, we want to throw them in now. Otherwise, we're going to wrap up and be done with it.
Quickly before I drop again, Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
User joined your channel.
Yes,
God,
happy Thanksgiving.
You and your Jaffa cakes!
Jesus Christ!
We're ending the podcast now!
Oh, that's ruined. We got to throw this one out. Thanks a lot, Dale.
Fuck you and your Jaffa cakes!
For those of you listening to the audio version of this podcast, Dale just joined us for no apparent fucking reason.
You and your Jaffa cakes! Orange bullshit!
So, yeah, absolutely happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends and listeners and
full circle.
family and all that stuff. This is the Thanksgiving where you celebrate throwing smallpox blankets on the natives without your bagged milk. I get it.
User
As
in your
opposed
channel
to
timed
the
out.
Thanksgiving where we don't.
Exactly. That's every second Thanksgiving or something.
Oh, yeah.
Every
They don't
2
teach
weeks.
that in history class.
Every 2 weeks.
I just like to I got to shit on American Thanksgiving because Jesse and Drew, I think Drew was there, were when we had
probably
Canadian Thanksgiving going on. And Jesse and Drew were both there, and they were shitting on bagged milk and all
User
things
entered your
Canadian,
channel.
and it was a whole big deal.
Then
So
again, we don't murder people on Black Friday, so we're good.
that's true. Yeah, very true.
I was about to say we didn't murder them, but then I remembered smallpox blankets were a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
And you
Fun
did take
fact. When I had the flu, the blanket that I used when I was sick, I called it my smallpox blanket.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for listening. And hopefully we made you ask, why did I?